Alright guys, we have a very special introduction to this episode. Almost slightly fitting that this is the first episode on the new schedule. But, it's finally time. It's baby birthing time. I totally had something else that I was going to say, and decided not to say it. But anyway, Potpourri's in the other room, and obviously, she can't stand it anymore. Somebody's telling her to push harder and that the baby's coming. Oh shit. Oh shit. We gotta pace. This isn't cool, man. I'm so nervous. Thankfully, Lily is here to let us know that we're gonna be okay and to calm down. And I think we just have to wait. Meanwhile, what's up, dog? If we go to the door, well, that's a timed event, so you have a limited amount of time to work around it. It's a ball! Hooray! 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 Now, Baby Day, like certain other holidays or events, we have no control over our crops or animals. Dude, what should we name this kid? Damn, how about, Snurgle. Snurgle. Call you Snurgle. So this is one of the other few times that the main character actually speaks. Or, I guess, I don't know, would that be considered breaking the fourth wall? Anyway, welcome to Harvest Moon Back to Nature. And we now have... Oh wait, I need to make a slight change over here to the overlay. Just give it a 1, 2, 3. Do you see it? Yeah, that's right. There's a baby now. Good old Snurgles. Now, Snurgles basically doesn't do shit for like, I think close to a year. And in the meantime, there's no more holidays or anything. Like I said, we don't get to tend to our crops and animals yesterday, so they're gonna be all pissed off and shit. And it has been quite a while since I recorded the last episode of this, so I don't fully remember what we're doing. I know I had purposely left some crops not watered, and I believe it's the eggplants and the sweet potatoes that I'm not worrying about anymore. I think I can get one more set of bell peppers out though. Did not mean to jump into the middle of these. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have any eggs or milk, because didn't get to feed the cows and chickens yesterday, so they're going to be all pissed off. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just kind of got the cows to where they were giving milk. So, you know, I'm still dealing with the small milk. It would be nice to get medium and then large milk. And with missing a day of feeding and brushing them, you know, it's gonna fuck that up. And we do have eggs today. I forgot that chickens, when you miss a day of chicken feed, they still give you eggs the next day, but it's the following day, so 2 days after you miss, that they don't give any eggs out. So, I don't think that applies to the cows, though. I think they're going to be pissed off. And the chickens, I can kind of afford it because they're all maxed out on their affection. I would have to miss like 2 or 3 days of not feeding them before it would affect the egg quality. Slap some mayonnaise in here. And I'm not super worried about the mayonnaise manufacturing. I mean, it sells for a little more than eggs, but I mean, we got a fuck ton of money, so it doesn't matter. And no matter how long this episode is, I am going to end it on the last day of fall so that we start out winter in a brand new episode. So this could be a much shorter than even the more recent episodes. I think the shortest one so far has been like 22 minutes. This one might be shorter than that. Of course, I don't know. We did kill quite a few minutes with the birthing process. So, I don't know. Who knows? But I would like to start off winter as a brand new episode. And we may finish winter in just one episode. Because I just recently decided to go back to the hour-long format. And I mean, it wasn't a decision that had to be made. It was an intention the whole time, just between the sickness and the time that was available. I had to make the choice, or make the decision to go with the half-hour episodes. But now that that's not an issue anymore, I'm going to do hour-long episodes. With the exception of this one, because there's no way that we're going to stretch 3 days into an hour. But I've said it a dozen times, I prefer to start a season as a new episode. Now, I think I do remember saying that when this batch of strawberries grows, we're going to cut them down and we're going to plant, was it spinach, I think? Which is the 100 crop, special crop for fall. Do I have any grass to go water? Because I know I planted a shit ton of grass. But it actually looks like it's all in order. Cool. Alright, well, let's go take care of the cows. And we're going to call it a day. Not an episode, but a day. Also, how are you guys enjoying Kirby Superstar? Hopefully that wasn't too much of a surprise. I know I was a little iffy on whether Harvest Moon was going to get moved to the weekends this quickly. But I decided that it was best to make the change now. And I know I explained it in Kirby Superstar, but just in case, for whatever reason, you missed it or whatever, Kirby Superstar was not supposed to be the game that went up this week. It was supposed to be something else, but I was about 20-30 minutes into it and the game crashed. And it's a game that you can't save. Where the hell is Snurgles? Yo! Why is Snurgles in here crying? What the hell? Can't even talk to him. Oh well. Whatever. I'm going to sleep. I can't do anything. It won't let me interact with him, so... Anyway. It was a game that you can't save, so after I'd played 20-30 minutes into it, and then lost all that progress, I just got so fucking pissed off, and did not want to do all of that again. It's like, fuck it. I'll play Kirby. And that wasn't even the first choice of games to replace the game. But I couldn't find a copy, or I couldn't find my copy of what I wanted to play. So I was like, well, here's Kirby Superstar, I'll play that. Then I found the copy of what I wanted to play instead of Kirby Superstar after I finished recording the first 2 episodes. So I was just like, motherfucker, this is not gonna be my week. Which, speaking of how my week is going, by the time you watch this, I'm actually in the far-off land of Delaware. It's a super tiny state that nobody's ever heard of. I don't want to divulge too many details about why I'm here, but this is basically an almost emergency trip. Like, nothing bad has happened, but it was a pretty last-minute decision that, you know, this trip is going to happen. What the hell? Why are there eggs here? There should not be eggs here. Because the baby was born on the 26th, and I did not do anything on the 26th. Unless the game is generous enough to be like, hey, you made a baby. That's cool. Who knows, maybe like the fucking mayor or Rick came and took care of our farm. I don't know, it's possible. I actually might save this file in that third slot that's still open. And then I might reload this and see if I can actually leave the house. I don't think I can, though. But I might do that off camera, and then if it lets me, I may save that and add that into the bonus video as well. Which is what that third slot at the bottom is for. That's the day that the blue feather is available, but I haven't used it on Potpourri yet, so I can go around and talk to everybody with the blue feather. But anyway, yeah, this was like a last-minute decision to make this trip to Delaware. Like I said, nothing bad has happened. It's just go up there, take care of a few things. I might get some vlog footage from it. I don't know. I guess we could start cutting down some weeds. Also, how's our cow feed looking? Yeah, they'll last the winter time. I don't got to worry about cutting any of this grass right now. But yeah, ended up leaving. Well, we haven't left yet, obviously, because I'm still recording this, but just for talking in the past tense sake, left on Thursday and will be back on Sunday, which slightly affects my intentions of restarting streaming this week. Apologies for talking about that in the update video and then it not happening. I do feel really bad about it that I keep having to put it off, but at the same time, business opportunities are business opportunities, and I really don't think anybody would fault me for taking advantage of a business opportunity instead of streaming for 2 hours. Especially when it could have a positive effect later on the ability to maybe stream more often or with additional people. You never know. I mean, just to throw it out there, if I had the ability to either run an office or be part of a group like Achievement Hunter, I would totally take advantage of that. I mean, I'm a fan of theirs. Not everything they do appeals to me, but having a group of people to make content with, you know, there's obviously some massive advantages to that. There's some disadvantages too, but if the ability is there to make some more appealing content because of extra people, I would definitely take it. And that is all we can do today. We got a couple more days left of fall. And I'm pretty sure this one will no longer be the shortest episode. Again with the crying. That just must be what he does. From lunchtime until the evening. Alright, we got bell peppers. But before we pick those, let's go ahead and head inside the hothouse and water these plants, because, oh hey, the strawberries and the pineapples are ready. Oh, we gonna make some fucking money today. Hells yeah. First thing though, I'm gonna pick all the strawberries and then cut them down. And I got some spinach seeds already in the toolbox, ready to be planted. We gonna be rich, bitch! These pineapples alone sell for a fuck ton of money. No, throw it in the bin, damn it. Alright. Choppy choppy. But yeah, hopefully this Delaware trip will be the last trip or like business intervention that I have to put off streaming for, at least for a while. You know, obviously E3 week probably will not be streaming during that week because I'll be too involved in, you know, blowing my fucking mind. Because I've got some strong predictions for this year's E3, and it's about time to start making those videos. And then in July, there's a whole week that I won't be live streaming because of SGDQ. Fucking love SGDQ. And then there's stuff in October. But the stuff in October I can probably work around. SGDQ, maybe, possibly. It depends on what the schedule looks like. Because if there's like a block of just games that I'm not interested in at all, then I may come and stream, you know, instead of watching that. But I've said that in the past about, you know, if there's a block of games that I'm just not interested in, then yeah, I can meet up and play some basketball or, you know, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, even when there is a block of games that I don't have any interest in, I'll still watch them. Just because, like, even though I don't have an interest in the game, Castlevania is probably a very good example of this. Prior to a few years ago when I saw it at a GDQ, I had played Castlevania before, but I wasn't, like, into it. Same thing with Metroid. Legit, I never played a Metroid game growing up. At least, not to my recollection. I might have played Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, but, you know, some would also argue that that's not a real Metroid as far as, like, in the vein of, like, Super Metroid. But games like that wasn't a fan, you know, wasn't really into them. But then seeing them the way they get played at a GDQ, and, like, the exploitations that you can do in them, or the skips and tricks, or whatever you want to call it, I grow an interest in them. Like, I would like to play Super Metroid now. Had never played it before, but now it's definitely on my list of games to play. However, I'm apprehensive about playing it because of the speedrunning. I've watched it so many times get speedrunned, just speedrun. What is the correct grammatical way to say that? But anyway, I've watched it so many times that I don't actually know how to play it correctly. And that slightly worries me. Like, I know that there are some sequence breaking stuff in the speedrun, and I don't know what the correct sequence of events is, so I don't know how to play the game. I would essentially be playing it blind, which is fine. I have no problem with that, but you know, I don't want to be put into a situation where I'm like, alright, well, this is what the speedrunners do, but it's not working for me because I don't know how to do that trick, and now I don't know how to get out of this room. I don't know if there are situations like that in Super Metroid where you can get, like, permanently locked in a room or stuck or whatever, but I would hate for that to happen a good ways into a Let's Play and then have to start all over. Just like, you know, another game that was supposed to come out this week and didn't. But anyway, the whole point of that is that even though there could be a bad block of games, I'm not going to promise that I will skip them to make content because I've got a history of not skipping them in the past. I mean, like I said, if it wasn't for GDQs, I probably never would have had an interest in Metroid series. Like, I even want to play, like, Metroid Prime and stuff now. And maybe one day I'll get to. I never had a GameCube, and I know a lot of that stuff's on the Virtual Console now, but I don't know if I want to play it on the Virtual Console. I'd really probably like to have an original GameCube. But that's all we're going to do today. And tomorrow, really all we're going to do is take care of the cows, the chickens, and water the stuff in the hothouse, because everything else is done. Wonderful. Seriously, this last day of fall is going to be a pretty quick day. Still crying, huh? Like I said, nothing super interesting happens. Where the hell were you? I didn't see you. Nothing super interesting happens with the baby until about a year. I want to say after 2 seasons. Congratulations on the birth of your first son. Hey, say first like there's going to be another one. There's not. At least I don't think you can have a second kid. But I think after 2 seasons, or maybe it's just 1, the kid will start crawling. And it might even be longer than that. Like I've explained in a previous episode leading up to the kid, I've never had the kid this early on, so I only know about certain things from other Let's Plays. And to be completely honest, I didn't pay super close attention to them to know, you know, roughly what the timeline is on this is when the kid starts crawling, this is when the kid starts talking, and everything else that he'll do. So we're gonna kind of be on this adventure together. We'll share in his first steps and his first words, if he even does learn words. That's another thing. I also don't fully remember what all goes on as far as, like, the special events for him. I mean, I would almost think that at some point he's gonna learn to say mama. And that might be all he learns, and, you know, that's fine. But also, whatever is shown off by the time we get to the credits section, if there's more that's supposed to be shown off, probably won't end up showing off. Because like I said before, when I get to the credits, unless there's just like some massive event that would be good to include in a bonus video, I'm done. I'm not going any further past the credits. Not unless there's like a massive uproar and demand to do so. If you guys want to see that, then I will certainly deliver, but you gotta definitely put all that in the comments, you know, tweet at me, whatever. Hashtag keep Harvest Moon going. If there's like a large amount of comments, like, I don't know, 100 or more, then I'll keep going. But if there's only like 2 of y'all, I'm sorry. I hate to let y'all down, but I can't keep going for that little amount. But anyway, that's all we're going to be doing in this episode. When we come back, it will be winter. The end of year 2. And we might even be able to completely take out all of winter in the episode. But in the meantime, make sure that you check out all those links in the description. Definitely check out Catalyst Mints. And I will see you in the next episode.